Hello Blender folks, welcome back. This is Pxy-VERSE. We are continuing with, I hope you're doing well. This is the continuation of the cloth rigging for this character and some other meshes fixing, like the eyebrows and the eye. This icon here will require just a change in the color. It's brownish or maybe greenish, I will see. Then so yesterday I was doing this one. It was not UV unwrapped though, so this is sort of limited right now, so we're still in the modeling process. I didn't like this loop here, like doing this. In the end it should be more complicated in terms of the model sheets, because well, I have a side view, yes. Oh, it goes there, okay. So a mistake here that I did in the process. We can probably, not a mistake, just a different choice that ended up not being as interesting. So maybe I can fix this with some, I'm gonna get this whole loop to go up. The flow here already helps in this, if that relates correctly with the body. I'm not totally sure here. Okay, so this is no mirrored anymore, so this can be a problem. Oh, you see that also I forgot to apply this material here. I'm not gonna stick too much into this. I'm just gonna fix this and then we can start another asset, cloth asset. So here possibly there's this thing that goes down, looks like important, so maybe I can cut here and then no, this is a bit too complicated, so I'm gonna try to do something else. We're gonna forge a loop here. Here is in the way. Yeah, this certainly is not good, but I cannot sacrifice the face loops here for this. So I have to find some way that will, like, also here this face is too big. So maybe we can do something like this. And here there will be a triangle, and this is not the end of the world, so that might be feasible. Then we got this one here, and we can maybe cut here and cut here, and then we can maybe get something like here. Maybe here we can indeed sacrifice. No, I cannot do this. Okay, anyways. Yeah, the problem is that this will create the same problem on the opposite side. No, the opposite side is different. Slightly different. Mark sharp. Here we can extrude this with geometry nodes in some interesting way. Because solidify modifier is just just cause too much trouble for this kind of mesh. Okay, also I've thought about having this part with some more interesting details since it's what's showing, so maybe we can do this right now. Yeah, so it will mean that I get this one. We're gonna texture paint. This time I'm gonna try to use this. I was using shading, but let's use this one. I didn't work yet on this, so it's already there. So maybe if we get the good setup, we can get the proper use of this workspace, preset workspace. Okay, by default. Okay, so we got this. Then let's go back here and let's make a selection here. In principle, I would like to have, yeah, let's look at here. Yeah, there's this face loop. We can expand it and let's see. Yeah, probably we'll need a little more faces there. Right, we'll pick this, and one more loop here. So now this will be a mask. Yes, we got the mask there, and I've been using this color, so it's just a V to select. It's maybe I've made this shortcut, I don't remember. This will be a problem if this is in the way. Yeah, so I'm gonna just work like this. So gonna V, let's get this tone seems to be, yeah, so I see it is working, so I'm gonna reduce the strength here. So whichever interesting pattern that we can make here. Not sure this bottom part will appear. Yeah, so you see, this is already, let's try something here. Wire, object to wire. Can we, oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so you're gonna make some more details, and of course you bring a new tone after that. So this part I leave uncompleted because, yeah, it can wait. What cannot wait is these details here. So here would be time to change V. Let's get like this one now. Apparently nothing. Oh, I need to change here X. Reduce this strain. Check with the go back to the save here, plan. Let's shift control alt H. This is a workbench, and here is the so maybe it's a bit too salient, these details, but it's better than before, I think. So we can keep working on that another time. So at least there is something there of interest, and now we got a few more interesting aspects for this this region. Now the belt, so let's get back the grease pencil. So I was using the technique which is limited, but we could use the object here. And so the grease pencil itself, it has an object color with alpha, which is sort of crazy here. Then in this way we can change the alpha of the entire grease pencil, although it's hard to differentiate the object. So this is a very limited technique, right? But it has some utility. It proved to be okay, but it's not very consistent. Nothing is super consistent here. So in this approach now, instead I'm gonna use something more traditional. So because I just need the front and the side, so in this case are just not even this sketch. I'm just gonna use the I not this need this, so just this and this, so side cloth and front cloth. So I'm just gonna reduce their opacity. Right, so we can still work with this material preview, which is good, right? And then at any time we can preview this stuff, right? Okay, wait. This seems to have a problem, or not. I'm unsure. Looks like it, as soon as I select now, this is the real color, so why it is getting no, this opacity is working per layer. It's just changing the opacity as soon as I change the object. No, that's just my impression, so I don't know what happened. So. Okay, so this is good to work. We're gonna add a belt here that struck there, and we're gonna extrude this topology here. Shift D, selection, and we're gonna select this object. It's Natashe body 2, so we're gonna go in edit mode. We're going to Alt S, scale along the Z-axis. It's all distorted, right? So scale along this axis. We're gonna reposition. Probably proportional editing will be nice here, and also we're gonna destroy one side. This one we want it will be symmetric, so we want a mirror, and mirror at the beginning, clipping, yes, and this is it. Then we want to solidify. This solidify will be okay. And as for this belt, we're gonna make like this with more creases, like 0.4, so that means they'll have 0.7, right? And in this case actually we can do the invert, so it will grow inward, so it's more interesting. And you see that there's some bad positionings for this mesh. I'm gonna fix that later. Maybe we can apply a shrink wrap modifier to it in relation to the body. Yeah, that could work. Alright, so now we need to pay attention to this particular, let's go to the layout actually. I can snap, yeah, we can snap, face project, enabling that, control tab. Okay, this snapping will be limited, so here we're gonna, okay, these were of course. So we're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna just start to mimic this structure here. Subdivision surface modifier will do the rest. I'm gonna change this material already so we can Okay, this thing got crazy. Oh, it's snapping to the hair. Okay, let's go turn off the hair. There we go. This one too. Yeah, they are snapping, but this is not good. I have to rescale this entire thing. Yeah, this will be annoying. Okay, it's snapping, move, scale, rotate, snapping everything. I'm gonna pick this Shift tab, scale, Alt S actually for this. Scale along normals, all directions. Okay, let's continue here. So now I need to hold Control to resume the snapping. We're gonna use a side view here, so same proposition here. We can already start to snap. Sometimes, yeah, very... Okay, now let's do different for this object modifier. We're gonna make it in the center, so it will scale on both directions, in and out, and that will solve this annoying problem. So you get a positive thickness, but so that means we can totally snap this onto the coat there. Maybe we'll need a few more loops. Okay, why I'm using this, we can snap from the side view. This already need to access the back view. Here this goes down, so it's up, it's higher on the sides, so this is too high. We can try to mimic the other side also, the front, as we see from here. Alright, so we got, what is this face? No, not this. Yeah, this is a back face. Turn off, no, it's not this. Turn off, what's happening here? Okay, never mind. This is a front, I think, yeah. There, so this is what we need here. We can start bringing this up. Its spear is here, then for this one its spear is here. Next, I think, yeah, it should be this. Okay, now we can work on the side already. This is very distorted, or at least from the side view, right? Yeah, so here probably we have some mistakes in the model sheet, so yeah, I'm not trying to follow exactly this, but just the, you say the belt gets some very weird faces, so you can try to ignore a little the model sheet here. Always happen when drawing these model sheets for me. The face is of course the most difficult part, and because in the case of the cloth I do this fast, I don't care too much, so it's pervasive, it's very easy to occur on this, and I still don't I'm not sure why what is the trick. It's technical drawing, but when you're doing cubes it's easy, but when you're doing organic shapes like that, That is not the same thing. So here we can also extrude here, so this will be another material. We will try to bring this up a little. Okay, I mentioned something about changing this. The material, right? So right now it's very confusing. Okay, we can do this first of all. GG. I want here to, no, we can actually do this, right? I don't have material specific for that. We're gonna look for something here. This will be terrible, so let's find something else. Probably in my list here, so let's go for the asset browser, materials. Okay, maybe we can use this one. So metal patch, of course, you're gonna change this. And this velvet we're gonna change for plastic. This is not exactly plastic, it's something. Oops, wrong. Velvet material. It's something like that. Okay, and apparently we are getting very... The subdivision here is not helping. We need to, let's see, what is this? Let's isolate the entire asset here. Let's regulate a little these proportions without taking care of, without looking at the body. This will help visualizing a little more what is the actual state of this. And then you can just re-snap like a simple stuff, preserving the current state, the updated states here. Okay, so probably here we'll need to be doing this a different topology. So we're gonna do this and we're gonna assign it here, or maybe not. No, we can keep this. This also works, but we could what we could do. Yeah, this is clean. It's just that this is annoying. But we select all. We can make some seams here. Yeah, this is the first one, mark seam. Mark seam, why not? gonna select this material and UV these faces, alright, because this material is probably based on UVs. So if I do this again on shading, material preview, isolate. This actually I was using for texture paint, but not good. Shift F10, let's not Shift F10. Home, there we go. So, no, this material is based on generated, yeah, very bad. So whatever, we can accept this for now. But I'll need to do something about this. Everything has not creased, so we're gonna do for the belt 0.4. Try to reduce this. This I know have got minimum stretch, yes, so this we can probably change the patterns, yes, something like that. This is nice except for the upper part, but if we so this is we can accept, but we're gonna have to change the positioning. It cannot be that thick, right? So this is where we need to snap this thing. I think we can use the nearest face project, select all and enable, and that, right? And also let's reorganize some of this. Make this a little rounder here. Okay, so something happened here that we got this stuff's messed up. Okay, well, what we can do is to augment the solidify. Like, I want it to be offsetting a little more outside than the inside, so we can prevent some. It will still grow inside inward, but not that much. Yeah, this is not helping, so probably I'll need to find the snapping is not good. Let's see, maybe it's just a question of more the edge creases are not appearing, right? Maybe I need to bevel this. Let's use 0.6. Let's sim. I don't know, some, yeah. Lost the seam. Yeah, so I don't want to be doing, I didn't want to be doing the materials at this point yet. This seems to be working, but let's see again the character, the model sheet here. Is there a shape like this? And so here is just, we need something like in the center, so it will be like a subdivision, like, okay, so maybe we can make another, yeah, we're just gonna make another one here, then we bevel it, and then yeah, this can stay like that, but if we don't like, we can also do nothing. Yeah, who cares? Then I get this. I'm gonna get for this face the metal edge. Yeah, so the problem with snapping, there is not a distance, so this is something they should have done way before, right? So we're gonna Alt-S this and hope that we'll get the best. Yeah, this might be good, Alt-S individually. Ah, we see that maybe this we could. Alright, so let's see the back is still very disrupted. Lucas Smith, welcome back, bro. Irregular streams at 1 AM are inspired, but I've come to realize it's much healthier at this time for you and me. I can think more clearly that I can be on time for the stream. Yeah, you are heroic in trying to do this, because life goes crazy sometimes. Yeah, I agree. People need light, right? Sunlight, right? It's I have that streak of doing this at that time in the late night, and glad to have you around. Hope you're having some good ideas about this character making process in Blender and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's difficult with the to be swapping times also, so the cool thing at some point is that they start to have more chance to have people also from, I don't know, Asia. There are a lot of people there, so cool people too. So, but recently I was trying to do my stream. This was frustrating, like 9 times here in Brazil, right? And then, well, nobody came. So, wow, I used to have more people at that time, and in this region, but then, well, I started to stream later and later, and then it became like that. Terrible. But now I need to change, because it will be better for me, and so good that for you as well. And but I know a lot of artists, they they get inspiration in late night for work. This is traditional for me. So drawing late night, all this can be good. For example, creating the night is very depending on the place, and of course, but night can be very silent, and this is a good thing as long as there is silence in the mind as well. Okay, just fixing this. I hope not be required to do this over and over again. It's just a basic fix. Let's see here. How do you even manage it? Not that I manage, it's more like surviving. So I don't recommend anything like that if can be avoided. There were times when I was a student in college or university, and then there was certain weeks where there are this even from school time, but more in the university, there's so much work to do, right, to deliver and on projects, long-term projects, that there were nights I didn't even sleep. Then I had to readapt to this. Well, that's a nightmare. Cost me certainly years of health. So no, it's good to try to maintain, to stick to something more or less regular. Right? They have to find out. So if it doesn't come spontaneously, need to struggle, right, to find research. So one thing that helped me a lot was to understand that blue lights, right, from screens included, they cheat the brain and the cells of the eye retina. So if you see blue lights a lot, then there is these systems, night screens, right, in the computer, for example. So if you swap, I know operational system Windows has got it. It's night up after when it starts to get night in your place, then you adjust this thing to non-emission of blue lights or strong blue frequencies in the computer screen. So that will probably also exist in the smartphone, something like that. And so it's much easier then to go to sleep and after a session of computer, whichever it is. So that was deadly for me, not knowing this thing of blue light and using, of course, the screens, right? Late night. Then I tried to sleep and couldn't sleep for hours, and yeah. But this thing helps. So you can configure the system to an operational system, and if it's not in build, probably you can download an app. But in this Windows, it's Windows 11, I found the option. So that also helps managing, but it's not a little detail, this is important. But at this point, most people know, right, how this works. But you never know, right? So this is one thing to consider. And changing habits, right? If you're doing something over and over again, then suddenly, no, this I'm doing wrong, or this I don't want to be doing this. So try to change an activity, an entire activity, right? Like suddenly, and then you have to adapt eventually, no matter what. In this case, for example, no, I'm not gonna stop streaming late night because it's just not working anymore for me at this moment, so I'll just decide and do it, right? And then I'll still probably be awake some hours late of the night, but because there will be nothing to do, at least not regarding societal thing, right? Streaming, live streaming, so it will be much easier to sleep because there's nothing to do. I've done everything in the day, so now it's just a question of, well, I intend to be working on my projects offline then, which is very important, not just streaming every step, which is not usually a very good strategy, but some streamers do this. I've seen. Okay, so this one seems to be, I don't think the material is really combining well with her. Yeah, so I think I have a better material here. I'm gonna select this. We're gonna look for I have a rusty metal, this one. Yeah, this is much more interesting, right? We're also gonna see if at this point, let's get this one and yeah, we could use the same, but oh yeah, this works well. The same, but on another UV map, right? A different scale. So you see, this other is grainier. This one is very. Yeah, that worked. Totally worked. Although we can still play a little. Let's see if we can get anything more interesting here. We didn't even unwrap that. Let's see. Follow active quads. No. Then cube projection. Then. Smart UV projector, light map pack. Let's see this one. So I'm gonna actually pick all that and scale these. Now we want to follow up, so it will be this, and then we scale it down. Yes. Good. So there's something about the model sheet here that is not good. I expected that it wouldn't be nice. Need to rearrange some of this. Let's use proportional editing here. Yeah, so here you see this is not helping. We'll need to get a different solution here. So I think I'm going to first probably would like to exchange of the asset, right? Why I cannot select? Okay, I'm gonna hide this. I want to bevel this thing. This is okay. This besides the fact it's below the belt. This geometry is so messed up, yeah. And here I think we need to pull this more towards the center. GX, let's see, yeah, pull it to the side, even though I'm not seeing. Yeah, there. Ah, I see, this is impossible. It's because of the impossible model shit, yeah. I made some... There we go. So this, I have to decide which... So... It's just in... It's because the leg, then if I do this, it will... The leg will be in front. So it's not that impossible, it's just that... For the leg, it's just not... It's a little possible. But then you have to consider the three-dimensionality of the limbs that interrelate with that. So yeah, this distance is not too bad. Here we can keep that. So now this one we can probably benefit from this material. But it's not exactly the shape that I wanted here, so let's do something here. I see, yes, so what we can do here is indeed GG that. Gonna Alt S this, okay, so okay, so here we kind of got that shape. Let's move it to the front here. Realign this stuff. This thing we're gonna make much smaller there. Same as this, we're gonna scale. I think all this scale along the Y. Then we pick this, all this, and we're gonna UV and wrap, follow active quads. Is that? Yeah, and because we've made some change, then we have to handle this this thing again, but gx. Not sure this is working. Yes, it is. But we are left with, let's save before something terrible happens. Just a little vertex there. Okay, now we see that we have good stuff, and when we rig this, we'll have good implementation. It will be automated, right, with the proper clotting rigging technique, which is like transferring waste, right, with face interpolated. Piece of cake, right? That's the best thing. Yeah, except that the skirt will be different. Yeah, the skirt will be painful. We have to decide how to solve it. Sorry about so here let's see, we've got the belt. No, it's not over. We need that thing in the front, right? So this I've been doing over and over again for belt. So it is just, let's pick like this. No, just this. So Shift D, G, Y, rotate, G. Actually, let's rotate like this. Let's delete this. No, Control X, then G, snap here, validate, GY, GY. We don't want these seams. We don't want anything here for now. So according to the model sheet, this is much smaller. Yes, we have, yeah, GX. So it would have like 2 instances. Alright, so what we can do is perhaps pick this and this and extrude. No, this is not working. Extrude, no, this is working, okay, but we are having proportional editing, so it's not helping. Okay, we separate this. Okay, so you have this is one, then we gotta pick this and this bevel, and we are gonna do this one more time for this one bevel. Control B, and so you have these 2 instances here of the same. This one, yeah, we can pick the whole thing and gonna try to adjust the proper side. It is getting some distortion, but we can at any time align this with like this face here, or just do a SY0 and then rotate, and there we go. Now we need to GGC. No, this is not working. Okay, so they'll get a little distorted here, but not a big deal. It will be easy if this was a separate object, but no, we don't care. It's fine here. Or we could use maybe along normal, and that, yeah, this could help. Except that it doesn't know what is X, okay? Its X is not the same X of the... Okay, this Y of the world, of course. Okay, so apparently we got this working. Then we select all G. You see we are making it move on the left screen there along the normals of the whole plane, so this is good. So we want to position it about here in the center. This rotation, yeah, whatever. Here we just want this aligned with the central strap there, metal strap. Now we can pick this and this. If I'm gonna use the same, I'm not sure. UV, smart UV project, or let's do this. And that's an interesting pattern, except that we need to change all this stuff to Shift E0, yeah, Shift E1, right? So it's very sharp. Okay, except that here we got a problem. This stuff is getting more than required solidification, so this will gonna make a vertex group for, I think, the, yeah, for it, so it will be okay. We don't need all these groups, so for the belt we just need a mod solidify. It's the what's the name of this thing? Yeah, it's like front piece, whatever. Assign full waves for that. And so here what we're gonna do is that we're gonna bring this vertex group here and we're gonna invert. So now what's happening is that everything that is not that will get extruded, but itself it will be extruded on a smaller amount that we can control with this factor. And we also are going to keep moving it front, so you can do something like here, right? And that's it. And this way we can fit it without having to employ any other technique. So this setup should work because it will affect everything altogether. So if I do this, everything will it's proportional, right? Maybe it's a bit too confusing there. So I think I can instead do something else. Let's try to, like, why do I need, also the problem is that this mesh here is different, right? It's not sticking out, so this is a limitation I have right now. But for now I just want to separate the yes, I think this works. what else for the clots? So they're still for this. Could be part of the belt. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Separate selection. And join. Except that it's getting this horrible okay, so we're gonna add this also to the wait, where is the solidify? It is here, right? No? Okay, let me clear those things because this is very messy, so I don't want to select this. Okay, first, does it have any vertex group for? No, it doesn't have, so we just want to clear. This comes from the body, so we don't care about these things. This again, we got it. There it is at the top. Okay, so batch unlock all, lock this. Batch delete all unlocked groups. There we go. So we got this. I want to reuse this to assign. We could have even a now we are assigned here, and maybe I never tried this, but we could assign maybe a 0.5 here, so like this will be less affected than this. So it's not very precise, but that will give us some. So this will have maximum, while this will have like 0.8. There we go. So now we're gonna pick this, and we are gonna give a new material to this. We're not using velvet. Okay, it came with velvet. Maybe keep that, but we're going to bring a new material here. I already have in mind. We're gonna go to the layout to get just some clothing things. So it could be this carpet brown. It's already brown. Let's try to bring. Yeah, we're gonna reuse this material anyway, so I mean, we're gonna rework this one later, so we can do this. Let's I need to check what it does look like in the model sheet, right? So side and front view, modeling, plan, layout, so here it is the front, and here it is the side. Yeah, actually this was another inconsistency in the model sheet. We don't care. So this can be, we can push this there. Okay. We can actually hide everything that is not Shift H. We don't want this solidify right now for this, so we are going to try to snap these vertices, right? Onto the skirt. I'll snap and move, snap and move. Here we can start, well, we may start snapping indeed. I see that I've placed this very on the back, which might be a mistake, so we're gonna okay, so I'm just using strategically these positions, but now we're gonna make an extrusion here. Yeah, so this will go to the front. We're gonna keep snapping, but we're gonna move this now, disrespecting the model sheet a little. GG. So these things, they might not need to be, yeah, they won't deform a lot, but let's give them some safety at least. GG. Shifty -1, shifty 0.3, alright. Yeah, this was supposed to be, I just remember now, more like in the front part of the skirt, so the front view is more important than the side view actually. So I need to try to match this one. You see there are two of them. Actually what happens that we are gonna get gonna solve this with topology. We can get this one to mark sharp, I think. GG. Smooth. Okay, so we're gonna give this the carpet jade. Vivian wrap, then we got to it is too much to the front, right, backwards, so we need to sort of bring these vertices forward until they start to appear. There. All this now is smooth. Bring GY. Proportional editing, right? Now the second row, GY. And the first row, GY. Okay, so something like this allows us to, so you see where it should be in the front part again, to be matching all this. And here we see that this is horrible. We need to redefine again. So now this will make more sense. Okay, these faces are facing forward, they are correct. Snapping these ones. And finally these ones, which I hope to be below the belt in the end. Alright, it seems to be working, but we're gonna need to revise this. So what will be the... Okay, let's get... Let's UV unwrap all this. I don't know, it's getting... Okay, first we paint like that, then Control E to I to invert. Something like that looks good. Then we need to change this to Shift E1. Also this one, Shift E1. This one too, Shift E1. GG. And GG. Yeah. And this we're gonna give the not velvet, we're gonna maybe, yeah, it could be that material, but I suspect we could do better here. This might not be too repetitive here. Or why? Okay, there's another idea. Why not? Yeah, this also works. I like this one. So, but we're gonna make this. It's already very thick, but we're gonna edit mode. It's the vertex group. We're gonna give it like 0.5. That's too much, and it's not really helping. Now, the more it gets, the less thick it is. So, alright. So what we're gonna get here is we have to manually move this with proportional editing. That's it. Alright, let's get to see what we've got now. Yeah, that's okay. Then could be way better, but we can continue like this now. So then there is, okay, just these stockings which are already set. So we need boots for her. Alright, so we're gonna, apparently it's about here, so we're just gonna reproduce Shift D P selection. Now it's time to give name to this body part. So this is body, this is dress, this is belt. Yeah, it doesn't need her. Yeah, maybe it needs, because so we know when we are what we are dealing with. When we mix up character, if we want to exchange clothes, so it's good to know the reference. And this would be, okay, what is this? Oh, this is boots, right? I don't like the order, so these boots we are gonna use the they should be relatively simple, so I might skip with just a single material here. Let's get rid of everything here. Actually, just in case, delete this first and then do bases. Then here for the material we want, I need more of this rubber stuff, right? Let's see, this one will work here. Okay, this is having some terrible things here. Alt S, we start with that, okay. So we don't want these rubbers for something else, so little details in corridors we want. Yeah, so I could use this plastic here, but it's not exactly, yeah, and this is useless with the yeah, it's not good for here, so I need to find yeah, I just don't have a good synthetic boots material, so could use metal. No, not good idea. So we're gonna make a new material, right? Let's try, let's get the plastic, and we're gonna make something very different. I'm gonna brick this link. We're gonna call this not D, but yeah, it's D. It will be some leather 01. Okay, so we're gonna first change this viewport display to something darker. This is just for workbench. Maybe more neutral color. Okay, then we don't want metallic and roughness. We could, yeah, reduce, well, depending on the kind of, yeah, let's leave like this. Then we go for shading. Now I need to change this okay, let's just first resolve some things about the modeling here. That should probably help. We're gonna combine the toes. How to do this? In this case, we can just well, in this case, we could just delete these faces. And just re-extrude. Yeah, we don't need those complicated loops, right? We can simplify all this. These are more for the feet themselves. So we're gonna get this face loop here. Not complete face loop, we're gonna do this. yeah, there'll be a lot of ways to achieve that, and the problem is that I need to rig the characters in general as for using high heel boots. Otherwise, always when it comes up to the boots, I'll not be able to complete the job. See, I was already even drawing the model sheet according to the technique that I'm gonna use in the future. This is sort of, yeah, more and more necessary. Yeah, let's fix this. Yeah, the technique is that the high heels, wherever they are, they will be pushed into the ground. So the line is here, the height about here, but then the high heels are traversing the ground. So in this way we can rig. Then of course you need to do more stuff in order to fix that. Here I want to use a special technique for the folds. Yes, there is a technique with multi-res modifier for sculpting, which might be very nice. I never used it in a project. I have some tutorials for it, but I tried spontaneously recently and failed miserably. So it's tricky, as many modifiers in Blender. It should be simple. It's just me that I don't have practice. So instead of it, I'm gonna use, oops, something is very wrong here. I'm gonna use a technique that I've seen in another tutorial one of these days. Very old tutorial. Some kind of Tim Burton character modeling. And at some point the guy didn't explain very well, or mention what it could be useful, but he definitively used the technique that can be served to make folds in a very safe way, which is by using shape keys. So it's sort of the same idea of the anatomic, no, not exactly the same idea of the anatomic shape key, but it is relatable. Alt S, let's scale this like here. Yeah, this is nice. So we're gonna pick this whole face loop. We're gonna let's see from the front what is happening here. Okay, this is normal to happen. Here we need to, these features, they are more about the skin. They don't need to be apparent on the boots, so possibly we can dissolve this. Of course, we'll still have to do something about them, so J and J, and then we could get like Well, now this face is too big, right? So this will be close to the joint, so it can be dangerous. We are going to... What about this? Also close to the joint. Yeah, whatever, we're gonna just do this. And then we can maybe push this GZ, no, without proportional editing. Then we can also GY this, GY, GY. Okay, then we want to augment maybe Shift E1 here, maybe here as well. We don't need those seams for the time being. Can sort of flatten this. Alright, so if we're gonna make those shape keys, we need a few more work in this sector here. Alright, let's try this. So new technique for me. So let's assume this will be sufficient. I'm sticking with this material, but we're gonna change it, right? So I have some noise text, right? Do you have? Yeah, so I have Voronoi for the... Yeah, this can sort of mimic the some sort of I'm not seeing anything. Let's just use the... Also, there's a bump map. Okay, I think I've destroyed something here. No, not quite. It's just a bump map actually. So if we could, let's see what happens if you use the just the Voronoi. Okay, it starts to get something. Yeah, starts to mimic, a bit too realistic for what I need, but the concept, but it might work for this. There's a scale pattern here, see, too heavy, right? Yeah, like it's just very painful to do this bar. I need also to improve the shapes. It's also very critically bad. Yeah, it's still very bad. Now we see that we have very... No, this is not the correct angle. Here, yeah, we can get those stuff aligned. This is the middle one, right? Yeah, if I had the proper shape, then that will be much easier to get some good design here. So for now, I'm just going to... I'm not gonna make a perfect material here for this. Just get something that can be from a distance can be readily used. So I think this is the case. Yeah, it's totally the case. And we're gonna go for the shape keys. I hope that will work. So let's make a highlight here. It'll be called... Can I just use an emoji from here? Would be... Where's the chat? Doesn't help. Chatting. Okay, let's... this thing is very, very bad. Yeah, this can work, so let's see. Are there more emojis than the... Okay, let's get this one. Yeah, there's a star emoji, and is it the same from the one here? No, it's different. Okay, so it's a chat emoji. Alright, so this will be called the shape keys fold plot folds shape key method. Alright, so I didn't invent this technique nor discovered, but I've seen in a very old tutorial from some CG Cookie, I think, some Tim Burton character making, like 20 videos long, something like that. But very interesting. It was using very old Blender version, crazy. And at some point there is this idea of actually making folds with shape keys. It wasn't very well explained or demonstrated how this can be useful, but this is some sort of... So I said I have these boots assets here for this character, and the it already has this simple material, which I'm gonna also rename, but the focus here, so this is the basis. We're gonna make a shape key that will be folds, yeah, boots folds. And so I've created, let's also augment this, I've created extra bevel this, right? So I've never used this, so we're gonna see if that can work. So the idea is this is a shape key, so that means that we won't be requiring to, probably will need a few more, yeah, so let's return to the basis. You see, the geometry of the boots will be like that, so very regular geometry, and thanks to that we can, this will be better for the cloth spontaneously deforms. Maybe all this is excessive, I'm not sure if this will be actually good for rigging, this amount of, but you see you have enough folds here, enough folds, no I don't, let's see if I count 1, 2, 3, you could make 3 folds here, of course they are aligned, they are barred, but you see I'm not really changing the topology in any crazy way for folding, I'm just making special ones instead of using multi-res, so we could, so of course I've edited, but you see, luckily this was the remaining one, so what you can do is that now we can do whichever we want with this, because except changing the topology, but we can do, because this is just a shape key, and so this is the great thing about that. We can also do fold with the cloth physics, right, and then apply, right, but this is also a cool way, right, and I've never tried this, but it reminds me the one technique that this one I've built eventually. It doesn't have a name that I know of, but I've created one, of course. Then since I've conceived it as the anatomic shape key, so this is like an anatomic shape key. The geometry, base geometry is that, so regular geometry, you see, good, perfect face loops in principle for rigging, spontaneously better rigging for the skinning algorithm to know what to do with the mesh. It will be better for most cases, it can be used for lips, anatomy, so that's why anatomic lips, eyelashes, anatomic lips, anatomic shape key, because the lips, the geometry of the mouth can be very complicated, so we can just let the geometry be accessed, the mesh geometry, the shapes be developed by the shape key, which bypasses it comes after the deforms, the skinning, from skinning algorithm, skinning method, armature modifier, right? So it bypasses the armature modifier, it will just build these shapes on top of the already deformed geometry based on this geometry here. So we can also, yeah, I can distort this, it doesn't matter, because if the joint deforms well enough, then this will just work very smoothly, because it's just shape key. And so this is similar to the, pretty similar to the anatomic shape key, which can be used. I have successfully used this in the lips, as I mentioned. It works for the universal sonic mouth setup, which needs shrink wrapping of the mouth, of the lips into the proxy mesh of the face, of the muzzle or the face. Then I also use this for the eyelashes in my rig, so this is another use. So these eyelashes are very complex, this one not so complex, but they are just a shape key, while the... Oh, we have a problem here. I have to apply something here. Yeah, sometimes this happens, so I have to propagate shape for the... I have to propagate, so these are the eyelashes. So they are following straightly the... They are very regular geometry, very close to the eyelids mesh. Here we can make some improvements here. They seem to be suffering with a little clipping. Alright, so we're gonna pick this this whole yeah, we're gonna pick all that, and we're gonna propagate to... Yeah, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the anatomic... Yeah, this is deforming this in an unwanted way. I accidentally messed up, but so we're gonna just pick this thing, and I have double eyelash there. There's something... I don't know what's there, but it doesn't seem to be right anyway, so we're gonna inspect that later. So I have this one. In this case, it's not propagate the shapes that will destroy the original one, because it will bypass everything. I need the bases to propagate, so it will be different. So not propagate, I want blend to shape from shapes. I want... Okay, I want... Let's pick again this. Just for this... Okay, just for this I want to select this, right? Need to be on edit mode, so we're gonna texture, vertex, blend from shape, and now we need to select the bases without add, so that will propagate, let's say, blend, substitute this. So say now this is perfect, so we're gonna take this off. This is just for the lips, which I haven't done yet, so... But the eyelashes will be this one. And at any time, yeah, we can just... if something here is inaccurate, from the shape key itself we can make some correction, and then lock, and then remember to click on the bases. So locking is super important here. Okay, so the... now I have to see what is this. Looks like we have some crazy solidify. Oh, where? Natashe body. Okay, I don't know what these things are doing here, but they shouldn't be here. Okay, no rogue vertices anywhere else. I've checked with transparency with many things. Let's go back to the... Yeah, so you see, that is very nice. So here we need also to do the same thing. Gonna make a few more adjustments here. Yeah, though now this... Yeah, why not also do something here? We can have this geometry everywhere, right? Unfortunately, it's symmetric, so it's not so cool, but that is game changer, right? And if I didn't have this bump, then this texture will be very useless, right? So we can we can keep this is fine. But here we want something that will be appealing for so here we have a little problem with these boots because we see the inner part. I don't want to solidify all it, so I'm gonna just do some tricks here and that should be enough. Then we're gonna Control Alt that. Control Alt left mouse button click, Shift E 0.4. I'm using edge crease 4 for here, and then you see that is good. Then we need to adjust this. Let's use proportional editing. Let's just get this. So I made this new material. Gonna save this to the asset library, Marcus asset, from this file. Okay, it's not ideal, but we have a new. Also there's a little mistake here. Oh, not a mistake. We can okay, the material is being reapplied here. That's fine. Generated. No, we want UV. But now we need to do something about the UVs of this stuff. Okay, we're gonna, because the boots are ready. I mentioned there's the rigging problem of the high heel stance, that should be a problem to be solved else another time. Okay, so that's said, let's why do we have this star on? Alright, now we can return assess what is remaining. So already I forgot new here. Costume. Okay folks, so what we are getting here is that interesting color for the this doesn't seem to make sense, this color for velvet. Anyways, this I'll find out later what's about this. So we got almost everything set here. What else could be? Oh, there are some annoying accessories that I've still not. Yeah, that upper part will be also here. A lot of folds. There are gloves. There are this upper part. Yeah, so this will be a bit time consuming. And there is this, and there's something in the back of the. Yeah, so let's leave the metal parts for the end. Let's go for this part, which is very important. So the geometry here will help. Okay, shift the P selection, then we're gonna take this F2 Natashe jacket. It's not a jacket, but we can say like that. Then we're gonna Alt S this, scale up a little already so it's easier to select. Then we're gonna delete the materials. We're gonna take off some junk stuff. Add a solidify. This one can offset like this. Thickness, this is too much. Alright, so this is good. We are getting, gonna move this to, must be here, Natashe. Okay, from the side view there's not too much here. We already see what we have. So the idea would be to be snapping this onto, yeah, could be this. Okay, maybe we can dissolve this. Okay, so I have to make some changes here, probably to this geometry, or some objects they stack on top of the other, some elements, right? So this is a bit tricky. I don't have a back view, so this also won't help in understanding the shape, so I have to improvise here something. Alright, so you see there's this. Okay, probably we want this face. And we want I'm thinking about the solidification. Yeah, so let's try something. We're gonna double solidify this and this in different amounts, and even this one. So we're gonna probably want to this probably don't need this complex geometry here. Can probably simplify. Same here. So what's from the side? Now I don't really see what's, yeah, I haven't designed what is behind, so it's, I think this idea is not too bad, but we can make some more developments here. Just need to decide what I want for this part, and if we may require a new subdivision, probably. Yeah, this face loop is kind of important. This thing, I don't think it's super important here. But then we're gonna make this one. Let's see from the side, yeah, so this triangle here, yes, we get here. We can do something like this, right? Okay, so I got more or less these shapes here. Something like here. It's time to give some materials for this stuff. Gonna make a bevel here, Control B, bring this one here, and yeah, this will be this, yeah, let's change the materials already. This will be fundamental. So this jacket, could it have the same, let's see, I think it should be to contrast, right? Shouldn't be black. Yeah, it could have, you know, I haven't colored the design, so we'll have to think. So we could start with the letter here, why not? But we're going to, here we're gonna bring metal patch, this one. We have shape keys. There, and we're gonna make a lot of these subdivisions now because we're gonna employ the folding technique, right? And I don't want this geometry here. Is that working? Yes. Clear seam, clear sharp, clear shifty -1. Let's reduce these things again. Let's shift, Control B this. Alt S is better here. A bit weird, but scaling can also work. So, oh, what I'm doing, this is not what I want. Actually, we want regular geometry here. So I need to position these things in an adequate way, and once this geometry is organized, then we can, yeah, so SX0, not in the chat. Or we could just dissolve, yeah. Also, all this geometry here for the will not be required to be this way. Okay, so I have a triangle here, which is not interesting. Let's this is too complicated right now. What's going on? We need to, the side view is too strong. There we go. Alright, so since we are, yeah, we're doing with the blacks, so this thing will probably be, yeah, this will be one of them. This geometry here we don't need. This will be substituted, or should we build? No, I think we should build tissue instead of doing this directly. Yeah, so I'm gonna do something here first. And to guarantee I have these ones first of all. Now I'm gonna delete these. So you see what I'm doing, organizing this to be more regular geometry. There seem to be too many of these face loops. No, it's okay. Maybe this one is unnecessary. Alright, now we're getting good stuff. Now we need to continue this. It's likely we'll have another one for here. Good, so this thing is on the front is the plaques that I'm gonna make. They're actually separated here, okay. I'm gonna change their materials also. Is there anything? Alright, this is already ongoing. Then we need to, yeah, so here we're gonna continue. So I have these things, we need to complete this pattern here. Let's see where it is. So this one, what's this face is doing? So I need to hide this LLH, and here this face loop can just very well do this, and there we go, merge at center, snap. Even though this is not gonna appear, yeah, maybe we can do this. is because the solidify, no, it's going both directions, so we can actually do this, right? So let's try to complete this one. We're gonna, yeah, extend. So this is the current shape of this. I need to investigate some references. This face is wrong, so I'm gonna make, yeah, I'm gonna just subdivide here. This will have double use. Apparently we can also use this for the shape key of the folding. So to prevent clipping, I will just say that this is not exactly folding. This big stuff here you see from the model sheet is actually part of the how this piece is. So it's something like that. And then of course the rest could be considered folding. So this first structure is there, but we can also modify it with the shape keys. So this should be okay, and we have enough geometry here for this apparently, so that should be safe. Then we also have the here we could do a way, we could benefit from way more of this, right? Control B, no, this is wrong. Control, okay, so something is wild here, just subdivide them. We don't need the perfect geometry, right? So here for the elbow joint we want to get many folds here. Here we can also benefit maybe one, and here maybe what's happening? Now we need complete this one. J. GZ, right? Here I would like to give this path, this some, I think it will be here, right? I think it's just here. we'll give this a shifty 1, maybe mark sharp, yes, and here too. And maybe here too. No, it's not good enough, so okay, just so for this shape we see it needs to be about here. We can change the shapes here, yeah, the material, why not? Like, there's just no division, so this is the annoying part. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna bring yeah, it's sort of reliable, but it's not looking very good. Something like this is better. Or even alright, then we get this stuff, and with enough subdivisions maybe we can do the folding machine. So let's get the okay, didn't recorded my last emoji, how great. Yeah, I need something quick. Okay, this first yeah, there's too many. Wasting too much time in this, so let's bring the normal one. So this is more cloth folds. Okay folks, so here's the same technique that I showed for the folding of the boots here with shape keys. And so this is good because, again, explaining, because this is not trivial, actually this is an advanced rigging concept. The skinning algorithm or skinning method that we use, it employs the rest position of the armature modifier. So it will employ the geometry, the state of the geometry in rest position, not with this, of course. So this rest position, if the geometry is very regular, then it will tend to be much easier for the skinning algorithm to solve the problems in a way that would be more predictable. Not necessarily more natural, but more predictable. If the geometry is crazy already, it will be possibly cause a lot of trouble besides the problem of wave painting on its own. So we can have a geometry that is very regular, so that will favoritize the skinning method in the case of rigging this cloth asset like this. But we can have, for example, a streak that would be like folds, because folds, if I make the folds directly in the mesh on its rest pole position, right, binding pole state, then it will already affect the skinning. Maybe it's good in certain cases, but probably this will be bad for the eye take. So instead what we can do is just make a fold. So this will be like jacket shape folds. Yeah, we're gonna do this. And so here what we're gonna do is that we're gonna edit the mesh and make whichever we want here, because well, not whichever one, but we can solve the character design for a lot of this stuff, the folding, complex fold. Yes, I not be creating new geometry, splitting, all that will affect the base shape key, and so that is not good. But I can already start to mess up with this geometry. It's okay because the base is like that. So the skinning method will calculate on these bases, and after this base is posed, then the shape key will take in effect. I think it is the order. At least that is how we can conceive that it does. So the shape key bypasses the skinning method, so it can be worked in this kind of way. So here I've made all these subdivisions to provide some crazy folding, not necessarily respecting the character design, but we're using some of the ideas, right? Of course, this doesn't mean that it won't have any sort of clipping, right, in the posing, but it is safe to say that this will provide much more regular deformations. I can't test the deforms right now, but I can assure you that this is the case. So we can use this, for example, the same principle for anatomic lips for mouth, advanced mouth riggings. Because the organic shapes of the lips on certain more realistic or more highly stylized character designs, these shapes can be very bad for skinning. The skinning method will destroy the mouth, the lips on some exaggerated poses, or even not so much exaggerated pose, so that will be a nightmare. But with this technique we can also do anatomic lips. We can morph the shapes. It will be a constant shape key, so that's why anatomic lips. So this is like anatomic folds, yeah. And yeah, another cool thing about this is that we probably can make we have some control lately on that, right? So there are many advantages of this. There are other methods, of course, for making folds, but I have no experience with them. So this is what I think is an interesting method. Not just interesting, very simple, straightforward method, but complicated in the concept. Like you don't do this like straight ahead. You need to have some understanding of rigging, and then some brilliant idea of how that can be, how you can use this in your favor for rigging. So this is like a journey process, not something that I have never, just recently I've thought about, yeah, I've seen a tutorial that mentions something, this principle, but without, maybe it just clicked for me because I was already familiar with the anatomic lips. And you know, I knew about the lips, I was looking for new applications, and here is one. So that, I didn't invent the principle, probably, most likely didn't, but there's no much discussion about this, and it can be very powerful. Alright, so that's it for this highlight. Let's return, and let's see. I'm still not satisfied. Then of course need to click to go back to the Okay, let's accept this. Let's go back here. Let's lock this jackets folder, and now let's enable some. Let's go back. Yeah, I'm already in the layout. Let's hide this. Check some other features here. Yes, very nice. So now only remaining gloves and the accessories. Oh yeah, this thing. I need some gold material, right? So let's. I don't have that, so. Let's bring. Yeah, let's bring this metal patch. Actually, let's break the link. Gonna shading. Copy this. Gonna make some changes here. Okay, I'll keep this one. Minkowski, and I'm gonna I even got some dissolve this one. Okay, so I'm not sure this will provide good results, but we could also play with a mask here. It is different. Oh, because of course. No. Okay, so here we have a different effect. But not sure this is, yeah, so let's use the color. Something is wrong about it wasn't like that. Okay, something I did that disrupted. Oh, it was probably. No. Interesting patterns. Okay, but this is not over. We need to get this color ramp here. And this will go for metallicness. Maybe. Yeah, no, roughness we'll leave it, it's just the metalness. Okay, here we have some idea. Okay, we'll leave like this. Yeah, this. The surface is simple, but when it comes to other materials, this can be a good thing to compose with. Yeah, more like here. Yeah. It's good anyways to have new stuff. So we're gonna mark as asset. Could have a name gold, right? But too late. And we can also get here, why not, in set boundary. No, not working. No, I'm doing the shape key. Okay, never mind. So let's just do this thing here, and then this thing here. we can give here some the other material. It's getting too late, so I need to reach for the... wow, what's that? Okay, just a mistake, so we're gonna propagate shapes here. Just this from bases to what arrow? No? Oh, because it's locked. Alright, so this is... yeah. Now this happens, so let's get here. Bases, yes. Vertex propagate to shapes. Now nothing is affected, and I relock, return to bases if we're not on it. And here we can probably on the basis move this forward, move this, move this face forward. Right, so here right? These edges are already marked. Ah, yes, everything is marked with 1, so they won't have problems with that. The edge crease cannot be more than 1, so this will just stack useless. 0.3 will not augment, they'll stay as they are. Good, so what else can I do here? Let's see. I think I've confused some stuff here. This one would be actually the one to be like this black thing, while don't know why I can't bevel up because of the shape key. No. Alright, so I'll just leave like this and alright, so I'm just gonna keep this, and then we have also the gloves, yeah, the gloves. So then I think I can use this this gold material there for the the other accessories, so that will come in handy. Now the gloves. Okay, so we need this. We need also the wrist pencil. This is very badly positioned as a reference, but that's okay. We are just gonna pick what we need. So it's just the hand. I need urgently to remake the topology, not urgent, but it will be nice to remake the topology of this hand. Hands are super hard. I think I can do better now. I made several attempts in all my rigging processes, and current solution is like, yeah, it works, but it could be better. It could be simpler, it could be more reliable also. So why do I even need these face loops? Yeah, these face loops don't seem very smart. We're gonna... yeah, but we need these ones, yeah, so actually this was relevant. But I'm gonna probably simplify everything. Okay, let's pick all this, and then I just delete the extra. So Shift D, P, selection, then go back here. Let's clean up everything. Batch. No! The gloves. So this is very dangerous. This one is safe, okay. Just checking, yes, didn't delete anything, okay. So here we're gonna first Alt S, I'm gonna exaggerate here a little, delete materials, we can delete the shape keys, vertex groups, delete shape keys, and that's it. So the principle of these gloves, this GG, we can use the idea of the folding technique, right? Okay, let's make another, no, let's bevel instead. It is easier, faster if using edge creases. Okay, why they are not showing here? What's happening? Ah, there's some shrink wrapping madness. Yeah, forgot. We need to be able to separate while controlling what we really want to separate. So the question now is until where these fingers go. So in principle, that seems a bit too much. So this is the problem, is that I probably need this I need this face loop that should help. but then I need to move everything back, which might be a little problematic. GG, GG, and GG. And let's also turn off this scale along the, yeah, Alt S. That sound, I think this should be good enough. There is some clipping. Probably need to, yeah, this is a good face loop, so something badly happening probably when I scaled. Yeah, proportional editing probably messed up. This edge exactly in the center, and this one GX, maybe expand and GX, still not sufficient. These things got, yeah, scale Y, scale Y, scale Y. Okay, almost there. So this doesn't need really to be fixed, but it's because the color of the gloves here also make it very hard. Ideally I'd prefer to just maybe I should simplify this topology overall. I could have simplified the whole gloves actually, just making, yeah, let's not overly complicate this. This is cloth stuff. We're going to delete all this and gonna so we have these face loops. We can expand, we can probably okay, we got one face loop that seems to work. So it's not, if not careful, proportional editing can to completely ruin the model. So here we need to pick this. I think that should be fine. Extrude. Now looks like we missed some. How come I lost all that? Alright, then. Now yes, extrude, long X, smooth, and here we can even S0. Okay, so here there will be many ways to do this. Control Shift B, bevel crease, yeah, we can have this. Control Shift B, bevel crease. Subdivide. Medium point. Never tried this. I'm just considering that after with transfer waves that should be safe. Then to solve this we need just this. And so this is how you get these cool face loops here. So it's not too different than what I had there. Just simpler, much simpler. And here, why not? And we can also have gloves folding. Not sure that I want that because, well, it should be fine, but the hands are, at least it's not fingers cloth, right? It's more on the hand itself, not the fingers. Yeah, this part of the thumb is still pretty bad. I think it should work, it's just bad. Looks like we're missing whatever. Okay, for material for these gloves, what matters here, we're gonna try first the leather. And we're gonna UV, yeah, that's kind of right word, but we need something like shift, yeah, let's shift everything, shift is 0.3, shift is 0.3, let's add more of this here. And add increases to certain regions in particular. Yeah, the shapes here are not well formed enough, so we can skip this. And this is not very interesting. I think we are missing some organic features here. Okay, like, it sort of, its work is terrible, but it, for now that will be. But I want something else for these gloves actually. Like, Oh yeah, this is not a bad idea. Okay, so we can have some and we need to solidify and oh yeah, there's no, what's happening here? Okay, the solidify, of course, is too much. And even thickness or fill. Okay, so maybe we can sustain this. Here we're gonna GG. Yeah, the loops are not favorable for additional cool stuff here, but we could try, right? We could do stuff like here and although usually we would like this for the bottom. This seems too much velvet everywhere. And this is cool, but will break the lot of stuff. So now we're just gonna try to maintain the pattern here. Alright, so now she has got... Yeah, so see, no need folds here. Let's leave like that. I'm gonna rename this, so Natashe gloves. Yeah. And we could do the typical motorcycle boys. You know that, right? This is too cliche, but I don't even know why this is. What's the purpose of? I'll leave it. It looks cool. So it's probably for aeration, right? Hands needs to breathe, but white's in the upper part and not in the bottom part. I also am not sure in which location exactly this is. I believe it's, yeah, my memory from drawing and stuff, I think it will be about here anyways. Not too different from there. It seems acceptable. Just a little more to this side here. And also, why not, let's naturally, right? So now this is following the pattern. Okay. Let's save here and return to layout. So only remained to do the hair accessories. Let's select all and shade smooth, I think. It's just a shadow. No, it's the pattern of the UV unwrap. Okay. Something to revise later. Almost completed. So yeah, just this, and then there's eyebrows. The eyes, yeah, we can check for the plan here. Eyebrows, eye coins, yes, eye coins materials, let's see. Yeah, eyebrows shape. And mouth, mesh. What about anatomic eyebrows? No, the shape key might not follow properly. Yeah, because it will be modified after a while. Unless we were looking for volume on 3 dimensions, then yes, but if it's on 2D dimensions, the shrink wrapping mesh, it wouldn't be good. It will get away from the shrink wrapping position, I guess. It will break the snapping. So okay, shape and positioning, mouth meshes, what is this? Oh yeah, this is like this is the arcades and tongue. Just adaptation, yeah. So here is just yeah, we're making both. So this is just like face. Yeah, let's just organize this a little. So you have yeah, rigging. Face goals mesh, icons, bones. This is actually not for face ghost. This is actually for the armature. Yeah. So this is bones with shrink wrap bone constraints. I need to bring armature from, yeah, so already there, right? Dorothy linked, so just need to duplicate, make instance, make like it's sort of appending, but it's like make yeah, apply how the name make instance. There's it's an operator from a link thing. It doesn't need to be linked, you can read it here. Object relations make instant make local, yeah, make local for reusing icons. Okay, the eyebrows is based on a shrink wrap modifier or shrink wrap. It's employing a shrink wrap modifier. So yeah, this is we need. It's actually based on shrink wrap modifier. So we need to generate face ghost mesh for the eyebrows. Then the rest is about yeah, we'll need to make like hair wig, costume wig, which is skirt, which will be the biggest problem here. So hair wig, we need new bones rig to adapt. Costume wig is just a body rig after the costume rig actually. Body rig is like I should be improving Dorothy's rig first. So once I reach here, I think better return to improvements, right? Because whichever I improve there, I already start reusing here with better quality everywhere in this template. But of course, eventually we can, in midway, we can rig the costume, rig the skirt, let her all set, and just in parallel to Dorothy's current state. I wish to have the ideal finished template here, but this is a pet project. You need to be, it's okay to be doing like in parallels here. It's not ideal, but it is feasible. Let me see if there's anything else. No, there's nothing else here, folks. So that will be it for today. So we started earlier, we end earlier too. Good for me, good for you. Lucas Witz, if you're there, thanks again for your participation. Folks, we're done here. So just 2 accessories to complete the cloth making and then costume making, and then this character is mostly done because for rig is just the armature, essentially reusability of the waves. Maybe I have to tweak one waves here and there, and cloths It's just transfer waves from a well-rigged model. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care and happy blending. See you another day, and happy blendering. See you soon, folks.